Welcome to Balanced Winning. I'm a successful professional sharing the systems, habits, and principles that help me build a career, improve my finances, pursue better health, and create a more intentional life. On this channel, we'll talk about personal finance, career growth, health, farm to table living, discipline, and the practical systems that help people win in the areas of life that matter most. Balanced winning isn't about perfection. It's about building success that holds together over time. Today, I want to explain exactly what balanced winning means and why it has become the framework I use to make decisions in every area of my life. For most of my life, I thought success was primarily about career achievement. Work hard, get promoted, earn more money, build a reputation, achieve goals. And while those things matter, eventually I started noticing something. Many successful people weren't actually thriving. They were exhausted, overweight, financially undisciplined, disconnected from their families, living with constant stress, or trapped in a lifestyle they couldn't maintain. At the same time, I noticed other people who weren't flashy but seemed to have built something much more sustainable. They had solid careers, healthy relationships, good financial habits, strong faith, better health, and they seemed genuinely content. That observation changed the way I think about success. I think society encourages us to pursue isolated success. We're told to maximize one thing, make money, build a bigger business, get the promotion, reach the next level. But very few people talk about integration. What happens if you make great money but your health deteriorates? What happens if you build wealth but never enjoy it because you're exhausted? What happens if your career consumes every hour of your day? What happens if you become financially successful but have no purpose behind what you're doing? That's not winning, at least not to me. That's why balanced winning became so important. The 5 pillars of balanced winning. So the framework is built around 5 areas, not because they're the only important areas of life, but because they're the areas that tend to influence everything else. Pillar 1, career. Career matters. Whether people like it or not, your career influences other opportunities. It influences your income, your confidence, your ability to provide, your ability to invest, your ability to build freedom. I spent years working in a competitive professional environment. One thing I've learned is that career success rarely happens by accident. It comes from developing skills, creating value, building trust, and consistently showing up. I want to help people understand that building a strong career isn't selfish. It's one of the foundations that can support the rest of your life. Pillar 2, personal finance. This is where many people struggle. I met people earning 6 figures who live paycheck to paycheck. I met people making half as much who have tremendous financial stability. Income is important, but behavior matters more. The financial side of balanced winning focuses on spending intentionally, avoiding lifestyle inflation, building assets, investing consistently, and creating options. Because money isn't the goal, freedom is the goal. Money is simply one of the tools that helps create it. Pillar 3, health. This may be the most overlooked pillar. Many people sacrifice their health while pursuing everything else. Then eventually they're forced to focus on their health because they've ignored it for too long. I've become increasingly interested in nutrition, strength, energy, recovery, and longevity. Not because I want to look a certain way, but because health affects everything. Your ability to think, your productivity, your mood, your relationships, your quality of life. Health is not separate from success. It's a prerequisite for sustainable success. Pillar 4, systems. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Motivation comes and goes. Systems remain. Good financial systems, good health systems, good work systems, good routines, good habits. The goal isn't to become superhuman. The goal is to create structures that make success more likely. That's a major focus of this channel. Practical systems that actually work. Pillar 5, the purpose. This pillar ties everything together because eventually you have to ask why. Why are you working so hard? Why are you pursuing financial independence? Why are you improving your health? Why are you building a better life? For me, purpose involves faith, it involves stewardship, it involves using what I've learned to help other people, and it involves building something meaningful. Purpose gives direction to everything else. Without purpose, achievement can feel surprisingly empty. Why farm to table matters. You might notice that I occasionally talk about land ownership, ranching, and farm to table living. Those things aren't separate from balanced winning. They're examples of it. To me, there's something powerful about becoming more connected to your food, your health, and the systems that support your life. I don't think everyone needs to own land. I don't think everyone needs to own cattle. But I do think everyone benefits from becoming more intentional, more aware, more connected, less dependent. That's part of what attracts me to this lifestyle. What you can expect from this channel moving forward, you'll see content about career growth, personal finance, building wealth, health and nutrition, farm to table living, discipline, productivity, purpose, and the practical systems that help people create a better life. Some videos will be tactical, some will be philosophical, some will be personal, but all of them will connect back to the same idea, balanced winning. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. Don't build a life that's successful on paper but broken in reality. Build a life that works, build a career that creates opportunity, build financial habits that create freedom, build health that creates energy, build systems that create consistency, build purpose that creates meaning. That's what balanced winning is all about. If you're working to build your career, your wealth, your health, and your purpose the right way, that's what balanced winning is all about. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.